Welcome to my van tour. This is my 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan. We're going to walk around the outside first. I made a couple of modifications. One is I did add those rain visors to the front and passenger windows. The other modification I made to the back is I wanted a full-size spare. So it's a trailer hitch extension that is for a spare tire that actually will come down, so then I can open the back gate. And I was really looking to go as stealthy as possible, so I have no solar on top. I have folded solar inside the vehicle, as well as I don't have a vent. So, you know, I'll as you casually walk by, there's really not too much to see, as in there's, you know, somebody there. And other than, of course, a little bit of the dirt, because I'm out here in Quartzsite, Arizona, I'll go in, we'll go into the inside and I'll show you what's there. So in the front cabin, the driver's side, I don't really use any of this storage area. So it's very minimalized. There is a small basket underneath. I do keep some electronics there, and also I put ball caps. And the center console, also I leave it minimal. So there's nothing too much here on the driver's side. On the passenger side, also, I don't put too much stuff up here. I do have just basically my shopping bags. I do have a little ditty bag for when I go take a shower. That's my laundry bag. And that's the cable to my DC to DC charger that runs to the back where the house battery is. But once again, I try to keep the front, that's the bottom of a broom that I use as a whisk broom to sweep the back area just to keep it clean. But I try to keep the front area as clean as possible. Once again, not to attract any attention. As for the back of the van, I was looking once again for minimalism and as well as stealthy as possible. What I did do with the Grand Caravan, they have the stow and go seating, so we removed both of those, as well as the 60% in the back. I'll show you how that storage looks. For the beginning of the storage area, I did get these, it's a dual pack of these back seat organizers. I have one for the kitchen, and then I also have one for just hygiene. And as you look in, so at night, that's my bed. It's a fold out 3-inch memory foam that folds out against this, and I just use this platform, as well as I use the sleeping bag. I do backpack. I did keep this chair, which I'm very pleased with. It's very comfortable. For lighting, I do have some fairy lighting, and I'll show you that more when we set up for night mode. But that's my coffee kit. Once again, my goal is to use the spaces efficiently, as well as not having too much. So both of these lids, they all have just a little hold, little finger hold, which will then open up into the storage area. And I'll show you. So in this first storage area is where I keep most of my food that I use every day. So I have all that. I also have it's a small little cooler that is rated to hold ice for a few days. I use it just to keep food as fresh as possible. I don't know if you can see it too well, but in the center console there was a pull out drawer. I removed it completely, and I'm using that storage for the jack and the pieces for it to change out the tires. So I repurposed that, and where it goes in the back, I've repurposed that for other storage. So this is this container. This is the other area right behind the driver's side. This is where I store my house battery. This is a Blue Eddy 100, so it's 1,000 watt. You can see here is the DC to DC charger, which I also got from Blue Eddy. I'm very pleased. It's very simple, plug and play. Everything has a phone app. And these are my 3 main cooking utensils. I have a rice cooker, I have a small crock pot, and then I have a Ninja little personal blender. I keep a little bit of canned good here. And this food is basically just overflow food, extra tortillas, or just, I keep my rice here and those kind of things. The other thing I wanted to show you is that this is where I store, I'm gonna move this battery out of the way. So I store my solar panels here that I can pull out. That's a 200 watt solar panels for the battery. And I also want to show you, I do have everything secured. This is a bicycle lock that's actually on a pulley mechanism that you can tighten it. And I actually have this all wrapped in with the one of the lockdowns for the seats that used to be here. So if you're interested on how all this was built, and I'll show you the back area. I'll show you I have one more storage area. I have a video that shows a step-by-step how all of this was built. Like I said, it was only built with 2x4s and 1 sheet of plywood. All right, let me show you the back. So for the back storage, as I mentioned earlier, the spare tire is on a lever that it can go ahead and it can come down so I can open the gate. This is where I keep all my clothing. I have them in those compression bags stored, and I also went ahead and I labeled all of them. I use this holds the back curtains that I'll do that when you see it in night mode. And this is where the jack and all the pieces for the spare tire used to go. I have inside of here, and I won't pull it out. I just have one of those that the garbage cans that you can put on the back of the spare tires. I got one of those for when I'm boondocking. Okay, so in this part of the van, I go ahead, this is where I store my backpacking equipment. I have it, once again, I have some things on top of it to kind of keep it concealed. I also have a 5-gallon jug with the USB water pump. And I went ahead and I built I made a reflectic sleeve just to help it keep it warm. But yeah, for all in all, and like I said, I'll go ahead and I'll show you how it looks in night mode. But all in all, it's a very minimal design. It's very, very comfortable, very practical for my use and my needs. Okay, and I'll show you what it kind of looks up when it's set up for night mode. I just wanted to mention this metal tray. It's just an oversized baking tray that I got off of Amazon. I use this to cook on, just be careful of spills. But also when I'm sitting in the seat, I pull my bed over and use that as an armrest. And then what I can do is I set this across, and I can use this as a working table. I can have my laptop on it or write letters or whatever I need, so it's just multifunctional. Okay, I've got it set up for night mode, the middle of the day, but I wanted to just do this now. So I have, you see there's some curtains. I do have both the windows are down just a little bit right below the rain guards. And I'll show you the curtains, but even when you look in on the front seats, I try to keep everything within reason. Once again, I'm not looking for stealth per se. I just rather not have to deal with it. So here it is, night mode. I'll go ahead and let me come in a moment. Okay, let me shut the door. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so this is what it looks like night mode. You can see there is some light bleeding in, and at night it does bleed going out, but it's very, very small. You have to be very close. But all I'm looking for is privacy. That's really what I'm looking for. And once again, I'm sleeping. That's the foldable 3-inch memory foam. My sleeping bag rated out to 20 degrees, and that's a buff. And within my buff, I have my puffy, so it's kind of like my camping pillow. And I'm very, very comfortable with that. Let me bring a little bit more light in, explain some of the other features. I do have this battery fan combo, which I plug into. That's with the fairy lights. I got those from like Home Depot. It has a little remote for it. I keep the remote here. Over on the other side, right, I don't know if you can see it, but so that's my headlamp. So when I have to go to the pit toilet, okay, I have both side doors open just for a little bit of light. So when I'm sleeping here, I just want to show that, my water is right here. I also have, this is a mid layer. I just put it here because when I put my arm out, it doesn't like drop. Okay, so that's the van. I do have videos in playlist on the actual, step-by-step conversion that my father, who I'm very grateful that he definitely, he helped out a lot. You can watch the videos. He helped out a lot. And it wasn't, so this was a joint effort. He did, it was a lot of fun. But once again, thank you for coming by. Stump Knocker here, hoping to see you on the next adventure.